Gaggia Classic Pro or Breville Bambino. If you want fast espresso with almost no learning curve on a tight counter, the pricier Gaggia can feel like overkill you're not using. But if you want something serviceable, built for the long haul, and a machine you can actually grow into, the Bambino might leave you wanting more. There's no universal winner here. Let's break it down. Build quality is where these two split right out of the gate. The Gaggia Classic Pro is a solid steel chassis with a commercial 58mm portafilter, a 3-way solenoid valve, and a brass boiler that's basically built to be opened up and worked on. That's the whole appeal. There's a review that stuck with me from someone 4 years into daily use who's only replaced a group gasket and a steam wand O-ring, both cheap parts you can order in minutes. That tells you everything. This thing is a platform, not a throwaway. The Bambino, on the other hand, is lighter, more plastic in the hands, and not really meant to be serviced. It does the job, but a few owners have flagged that the light weight lets it vibrate and walk on the counter during a shot, and in isolated cases that loosened internal screws and caused a leak. Not a widespread defect, but it points to the bigger truth. One of these is built for the long haul, and one is built to be convenient. For repairability and longevity, the Gaggia isn't a step ahead, it's a different category. So the Gaggia is the tank, but does that translate to a better cup? Straight up, both pull genuinely good espresso once you've dialed them in. The Bambino has a real PID for temperature control and low-pressure pre-infusion, which means consistent, repeatable shots with almost no fuss. The Gaggia gives you more sealing, more crema, more body you can shape with mods, but it asks for more from you to get there. One longtime owner who's pulled espresso for decades called it the best in its price range, no contest, but admitted it took a few tries, even for him. Here's the real trade-off. The Bambino gets you 90% of the way with way less effort. The Gaggia gets you that last stretch if you're willing to work for it. Which brings us to the learning curve, and this is the part that matters most for beginners. The Bambino is close to plug and play. 2 buttons, fast results, pressurized baskets that forgive a sloppy technique. The Gaggia is not a plug and play toy. No PID from the factory means temperature surfing, and several new owners admit their first shots were sour until they watched a few videos and learned to dial in. One self-described amateur went from a Keurig straight to the Gaggia and called the curve huge, but stuck with it and now drinks it black. If you want espresso tonight without homework, the Bambino wins this clean. Heat up time? This one's almost unfair. The thermojet system is ready in around 3 seconds. The Gaggia wants 20 to 30 minutes of proper warm-up for its best, most consistent shots. On a busy weekday morning, that gap is everything. If your routine is wake up, coffee, out the door, the Bambino fits your life, and the Gaggia fights it. Steam is where the Gaggia claws some ground back. Its commercial wand has real power once the boiler's up, and people make excellent microfoam with it after some practice. The Bambino's standard wand is slower and a bit underpowered, especially back-to-back, and it's noticeably weaker than its plus sibling. But here's the thing, both are single boilers, so neither lets you brew and steam at once. For 1 or 2 milk drinks, either is fine. For a household banging out 5 lattes in a row, both feel slow. The Gaggia just gives you more raw steam to work with. On footprint, the Bambino is genuinely tiny. Sticks out a bit, but barely takes width. Perfect for apartments. The Gaggia is compact too, but heavier and deeper. And cup clearance under the portafilter is tight, unless you swap the drip tray. Now value. Both sit in a similar range, with the Bambino usually the more affordable buy, and the one that drops more on sale. But here's the honest math. Neither performs without a good grinder, so budget for that either way. The Gaggia tempts you with mods, a PID, better baskets, an OPV spring, and that can quietly add up. The Bambino gives you more right out of the box for less, while the Gaggia gives you a machine that grows and gets repaired instead of replaced. Here's the call. There's no single winner here, and I won't fake it. These are 2 different machines for 2 different people. If you want espresso tonight, fast heat up, almost no learning curve, and a tiny footprint for an apartment counter, buy the Bambino. It gets you most of the way with way less work. But if you want a machine built for the long haul, serviceable, with more steam and more sealing once you're dialed in, the Gaggia isn't a step up. It's a different category. Just know you're signing up for the homework. The Bambino usually drops more on sale, so keep an eye out. And you? Which one would you pick? Let me know in the comments. Both linked below with the current price.